was allowed to happen.
Breaking news.
We do want to get right to the breaking news that we've been covering all morning. 12 people are now dead after 2 men with automatic weapons stormed the offices of a French satirical magazine. The president of France has called this a terror attack. We know that some police officers have been killed in this attack. This happened in the middle of the day at this magazine. They were having an editorial meeting. There were reporters, cartoonists. This magazine is significant because it's the same magazine that was firebombed in 2011 for publishing a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. They are well known for satirizing Christians and Jews and Muslims, and now they have been the target of this latest attack today.
The president of France also said the country's been put at its highest terror alert level in response to this situation. He also says that there have been several terror attacks that have been thwarted in recent weeks. So the question is there an ongoing threat there, or is this something that was precipitated randomly? We do know this. It was the middle of the day in Paris when this happened, that these 2 heavily armed gunmen, they supposedly had Kalashnikov automatic rifles and maybe a rocket-propelled grenade launcher. They left. Maybe the attack happened from outside the offices on the street, in through the windows, as you're seeing right now. Police officers responded to the scene. They were fired upon. They took casualties, and the 2 gunmen have fled. There's no word of their being apprehended at this time, or if there is any third or accomplice involved. There's video coming out that shows the assault in process. We will show it to you as we have a discussion about why this might have happened. We have Peter Beinart and Bobby Ghosh, CNN Global Affairs analyst, with us here. So, gentlemen, let's set the scene for people. It is not a surprise that this happens where it happened, in Paris, to this magazine. Now that we hear that the shooter supposedly said, "We have avenged the Prophet." Bobby, let's bring you in here. What is the dynamic that's being revealed in this violence?
Well, this is a magazine, as you said, it's a satirical magazine. Often its target is religion or religious people of all faiths, but in recent years, a lot of the controversy around it have centered on cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad.
But very recently. Very recently.
Yes, that's right. In fact,
let's talk about this. Let's bring this up for people and show you on your screen. This was the cover of their magazine in October, and it does show the Prophet Muhammad, but it has a different take on it. It says at the top, if Muhammad came back, and then you see it is actually the Prophet Muhammad who is down on his knees, and an ISIS fighter who is depicted as about to behead him, and you have the Prophet saying, "I'm the Prophet, you idiot," and you have the fighter saying, "Shut your trap, infidel."
Yes, and so that's the point. It's satire. It is not against religion per se.
Why is it
but it's
offensive?
trying to make, well, to these people, the people who seem to have conducted this attack, almost anything is offensive. I don't think their sensibility is particularly interesting. Now, to a lot of perfectly peace-loving Muslims, any depiction of the Prophet is offensive, but they wouldn't resort to this. There's a huge gap between saying, look, this is offensive to all Muslims, and these are people who are willing to kill on the basis of this offense. So I think we need to be careful in separating what the vast majority of the population feel and what a small minority of essentially lunatics.
Well, but that's what we're dealing with here, is that you had these 2 heavily armed gunmen who supposedly were firing maybe from the middle of the street in. We showed you some video earlier of the assault in progress. We believe there is now more video to show you. Supposedly the gunmen, while making their escape, took out a police officer. We will not show you that, but this is video. These are supposedly the gunmen escaping from the scene in that car that you see waiting in the middle of the street.
This was taken by, as we understand it, an eyewitness. This is the moment after they shot at least one victim outside, and they got in that getaway car and took off. Let's watch it one more time. We're not showing you the moment of the shooting. That was moments after killing someone. It's very graphic. We're not showing you the most graphic part. It's incredible to watch this unfold in real time, to have so much surveillance video and to be able to watch it. One interesting thing that we learned from our reporter on the scene was that this magazine has obviously been under police protection, heavy police protection, since 2011 when they were the target of the firebombing of an attack after the cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. But he says that in recent weeks, police sort of backed off. They let their guard down. They backed off, and now this happens today. In Paris, it seems hard to believe that anybody would let their guard down.
Yeah.